Hope someone got that New Girl reference. Good morning, welcome to my wavy beachy hair tutorial. Step number 1, go to the beach. Just kidding, oh my god, imagine. Now I have been trying to come to the beach more lately because it has been so freaking hot here and the water has been really warm. And so I've been trying to take advantage of it before it gets cold because the cold is coming very, very quickly. Winter is coming. Also, I live in LA and don't go to the beach nearly enough to justify living in LA, so I'm trying to change that. Today what I actually wanted to talk about is how I'm approaching intuitive eating at this point. As you guys know, not too long ago I switched back from tracking my macros to eating intuitively, but what I realized recently is that I'm not eating 100% intuitively. Like, I'm eating about 80 to 90% intuitively for a specific reason, and so I kind of just wanted to go over how I'm approaching this way of eating specifically for my goals and my health. I asked you guys on Instagram the other day what questions about this topic you wanted me to address in this video, and I got a lot of questions from people just wondering how to start intuitive eating or how to transition from tracking macros to intuitive eating. I have a full like step-by-step video about that already, so I'm gonna link that down in the description. So if you just want to learn like how to eat intuitively, just like in general, check that video out. Speaking of intuitive eating, I am now starting to get a wee bit hungry, so I think it's breakfast time. All right, I am off to Bulletproof Cafe, home of the one and only Bulletproof coffee. And this is a good example of how I am mostly eating intuitively, but not like 100%. So my main goal with my nutrition right now is hormone balance. I told you guys last week that I did finally get my period, which is very, very exciting, but just because I got it once doesn't mean it's here to stay, doesn't mean my cycles are going to be regular, doesn't mean that in a week when theoretically I should be starting my period a week later, I'm not going to get horrible PMS. So my main goal right now with what I'm deciding to put in my body is to optimize my hormones. And so I'm mostly eating intuitively because I do believe that my body like knows what it needs, and in general, like, it's not like I'm craving donuts every single day. If that were the case, I would need to take a radically different approach. But for me, like, I crave fats, I crave complex carbs, I crave protein, and so in general I'm trusting my body. The only thing is that there are a few tweaks that I'm kind of making to what I would eat otherwise just to optimize hormone function. So like I told you guys last week that I had no appetite. I was struggling to eat. If I had been eating intuitively, I would not have been eating enough. So I was forcing myself to eat more so that I would be eating enough. And then like with today for breakfast, I was just scrolling through Yelp and I was thinking to myself like, what do I want? What do I feel like eating? If I could eat anything in the world, what would it be? Found Bulletproof Cafe on Yelp and I was like, yes, that is the kind of food that my body wants me to eat right now. I saw ground beef and I saw eggs and I was just like, ooh, yum. So once I get there, the decision of like what I actually want to eat from the menu is going to be partially based off of that. The fact that like I am craving like a heartier breakfast with protein. Like my body wants protein right now. But I'm also going to factor in the knowledge that my blood sugar is less stable right now. So I don't want to be consuming a lot of things that are going to spike my blood sugar, cause all that destabilization, and basically make me hungry the rest of the day. So like if I got there and I saw pancakes on the menu and I was like, that sounds good, I would remind myself like, hey, might not be the best thing to do that right now for your hormones. But honestly, I'm not even 100% sure what's on the menu, so let's go find out because I'm hungry.
ended up getting the Power Breakfast Bowl, which came with the eggs, sweet potato hash, turmeric rice, and bacon. And then because I want to make sure that my blood sugar is more stable, I wanted to add a little bit more protein and a little bit more fat to kind of balance out the carbs from the sweet potato and the rice. So I added some ground beef and guacamole, and oh my goodness, this is what I call an amazing breakfast. Like, my mind is happy, my body is happy. This is so freaking delicious.
I ended up stopping and grabbing a kombucha on my way home because it sounded good and it was on my way. I've already finished it. It was very good. And I'm about to go get in like a quick 20-minute easy yoga flow. But first I want to quickly kind of touch on what I mean when I say intuitive eating. Because when I talk about intuitive eating, I'm not talking about like the capital I, capital E, intuitive eating, TM, that like is in the books about intuitive eating, which is a way of eating designed for recovery from a disordered relationship with food. Like, I'm not talking about the capital I, capital E version. I'm talking about just general intuitive eating, like how humans eat if you're not tracking. That kind of intuitive eating is more like intuitive mind eating, where you are eating what your brain is asking you to. The way I eat intuitively is like a body-based intuitive eating, where I eat what my body is asking me to. Neither is more correct, neither is better than the other. It just depends on where you are and what you need. For me, I don't come from a background of restriction. I don't come from a background of having a disordered relationship with food. So if in my brain I think I want cake, reminding myself that that isn't necessarily going to be optimal for my physical health, it doesn't make me feel restricted. It doesn't make me feel like I'm missing out on anything. I just remember that I don't really want cake, and then I don't really want cake, and it's fine. It's not the best example, but like hopefully you get the distinction between the two. When I'm eating intuitively, I'm listening to what my body wants. And if I get a craving for like something super sugary, I ask myself why that might be the case. Oftentimes it's because I am sleep deprived, and so my body is seeking a quick source of energy, or I'm bored. And then from there I can realize my body itself doesn't necessarily want or need a donut. What it needs is for me to actually just get myself to bed on time. Again, I've gone through the step-by-step process for how I've gotten to this point with my intuitive eating in my how to start intuitive eating video. So if you want to learn more about like how to kind of get there, definitely check that video out. But the distinction that I want to draw today is not between like mind intuitive eating and body intuitive eating. It's more between body intuitive eating and me not quite following that. One of the big ways that I'm not 100% eating intuitively right now is with the amount of food that I'm eating. I am not 100% letting my hunger signals dictate how much I eat, because in the last couple weeks that has meant that I would be severely under eating. My appetite thankfully is starting to ramp back up, so I don't think I'm gonna have to pay as close of attention to this moving forward, but I am still paying attention to it until I know I'm back to the normal hunger that I was at before. So like for breakfast today, for example, I finished the whole thing, even though after I got about 75% of the way through, I was full, I was satiated, and finishing it meant like I felt like I was kind of stuffing my face a little bit, like I was just a smidge uncomfortable by the time I was done with it. But I knew that like that amount of food is kind of the amount of food that my body actually needs. So I'm not tracking at all. I'm not looking at any numbers right now. I haven't logged anything in my MyFitnessPal in a very long time. I'm more just paying attention and like tracking in my head, not like numbers wise, but just comparing the amounts of foods that I'm eating compared to like when I know my hunger signals are normal. And this is gonna go both ways, you know? If I can see comparatively that I'm under eating, I'm going to actively try to eat more. And if I can see comparatively that I am overeating, I am going to try to eat a little bit less. I'm also still actively trying to not intermittent fast. Now I gave up actively trying to intermittent fast quite a while ago, but I am still very much in the habit of doing it if I don't pay close attention. And it's just because by this point, my body has adjusted to not eating in the morning, so I'm not hungry in the morning. But where I am right now with trying to balance my hormones, waiting hours and hours to eat in the morning is not something that I want to be doing. So as soon as I can remember to eat, or as soon as I can stomach eating anything, I've been actively trying to break my fast as soon as I can. I'm trying to ideally not fast longer than than 12 hours at night, 14 like at the max, and beyond that, I'm just like trying to get in food as soon as possible if it goes beyond 14 hours. And that's regardless of whether or not I'm actually hungry. So even if I wouldn't be hungry until 4 p.m., I'm still gonna try to eat at like 10 or 11 a.m. I've also had literally 0 cravings since getting my period back. Like, you guys know how much I love chocolate. If I have a bar of chocolate in the house, it will be gone very quickly. I have 2 bars of chocolate in my house that I bought like 2 weeks ago, and I think I've eaten about half of one. I don't know what's up with that. I'm not complaining about that because I would love to never have cravings for anything. Like, that would be pretty nice. But right now, kind of where I'm at is, even though I'm not 100% listening to my body, I'm still noting what my body is telling me and acknowledging that, and kind of just keeping track as I go through my cycle to see if I can notice patterns, to see if things change over time, to see if things get better or worse. I am still very much in tune with what my body and my brain are asking me, even if I'm not like 100% honoring that with what I'm eating. And I think for where I'm at right now in my health journey, this is the best thing for me. Because if I were to 100% listen to my body, like, clearly it would not be doing exactly what it needs to be. I would be starving. But at the same time, I do trust my body a lot and know that in general, it's gonna guide me in the right direction. For other people, if you're trying to balance your hormones, this might not be the case for you. Like, you might be coming from a very different background. You might be coming from a place where your body is telling you things that are wildly, drastically different from what you optimally should be doing to balance your hormones. So I'm not necessarily recommending this method to anyone who is trying to balance their hormones. This is just like where I'm at. As I start to hopefully get a regular menstrual cycle back, I am gonna start eating and training in line with my menstrual cycle. So as I start making those adjustments, I will keep you guys in the loop with all that. But for now, this is where I'm at. So time to go do some yoga. All right, don't judge me. Here's the deal. I'm gonna order some food. I eat out once a week. Usually, maybe twice, sometimes. Almost never twice on the same day, but it's just been a long day. I am tired, and also my body is saying, please no more ground beef, and that is literally all I have thawed in my fridge. So it's either make a dinner that I don't really want, or get something elsewhere. I'm kind of making up excuses, but at the same time, trying to listen to my body here. I think I want chicken. I want something fresh. I want some veggies. Kind of sounds like a sweet green salad, which honestly is not what I was thinking I was gonna get, but I think that's what I want. I'm tired, okay? It's sweet green. So I ended up finishing off my dinner with a little bit of chocolate. I had 2 squares left, so I ate this, and now it's getting kind of late, but I kind of want to have a hot chocolate. I've been trying some nights to like buffer my fasting window by eating later, so that if I get up and I'm not hungry or just don't have the chance to eat for a while, it's not as long since I've actually had some amount of nutrition. Also, you guys know me, I love a good adaptogenic hot chocolate before bed, or anytime really, honestly. So let's go get some hot chocolate. Oh god, I didn't actually mean to fall off. Welcome to Marissa's apothecary, pharmacy, what have you. Gonna go with some 4 Sigmatic Rishi hot chocolate tonight. Very excited for this hot chocolate. 4 Sigmatic Rishi hot cocoa is one of my absolute favorite things to have as like an evening beverage to round out the night. Not only because it's hot chocolate. I love chocolate. I love warm drinks. It's the perfect combination. But also because it has Rishi in it. And Rishi is an adaptogen that is called the queen of adaptogens for a good reason. It actually has a lot of different benefits, but one of the great things about taking it at night before bed is that it's a very calming adaptogen. It really helps to balance out cortisol levels and help prepare your body for sleep. So you can totally take Rishi like at any time of the day. I just like to make it a part of my nighttime routine. I don't drink this every night before bed. Oh, I'm spilling. Thankfully, I think it just got on my legs. Yep, I am covered in hot chocolate. Okay.
2 hours later.
Anyway, as I was saying, I don't have the Rishi hot chocolate every night before bed, obviously, because I do plenty of what I eat in a day and I don't drink it, but I have been drinking it somewhat regularly before bed for like a couple years now. On average, I probably have it about once a week before bed. Sometimes I'll have it for days on end, for weeks on end. Sometimes I won't have it for a while, but every time I do, I'm always very glad that I did. It really helps me just kind of calm down, feel more relaxed, get mentally ready for bed, and then I do feel like I fall asleep a little bit faster and I get better sleep when I have Rishi before bed. So if you're looking for something to have as a little bit of a dessert that'll also help you wind down and feel good, highly recommend checking out the Rishi hot cocoa from SIGMATIC. And as always, if you want to get it from SIGMATIC, I do have a discount code. FitAndNerdy gets you 15% off of anything from SIGMATIC. So I will link that down in the description box below. Go check it out.
He's using this entire beanbag chair as a cat bed. Such a king. Honey, you're so cute. Hello, sir. Nice to meet you. Boop. Not in the mood for games. Good night.
So we're just gonna scrap my whole outro from last night because there's something that I realized I really want to add to what I've been talking about that's relevant to like what I'm doing today and this whole intuitive eating thing. Today I have plans to get ice cream and get pizza. I'm also having coffee, which is not something I do regularly and is potentially not as great of an idea for my hormones, especially while I'm trying to balance them. This is just a little guilty pleasure, but I love it. Does my body want pizza and ice cream? If I dig down deep inside and ask myself what my body wants right now, it is not pizza and ice cream, I can tell you that. Does my brain want pizza and ice cream? Here's the thing, not really. Like I said, I haven't really been having any cravings whatsoever. Like the idea of pizza honestly doesn't sound better or more enticing to me than like the breakfast that I had yesterday, because that was delicious. And is the pizza and ice cream gonna be good for my hormones? Unequivocally, no, it's not gonna be the best idea for my hormones. For me, it's what's going to come along with the pizza and ice cream, which is quality social interaction. Spending time with friends is going to benefit my body, and it's going to benefit my hormones, and it's going to benefit my mind. Like, that is something that I do actively want to do. Not only because it's like a healthy thing to do, but like because friends are nice to hang out with, you know? And I just wanted to bring this up because I do feel like it would be easy to listen to everything that I said yesterday and think, okay, so she never indulges or has anything that would not directly benefit her hormones. And like, that's not the case. I am flexible about things. I do prioritize things other than like what is directly impacting my health. And it's like I said, I'm 80 to 90% listening to my body, and the rest of it is kind of up to what I am deciding is best for my overall health and like what I need. And again, I'm obviously not hanging out with people just to benefit my hormones, like that would be really weird. But at the same time, I have no doubt that part of the reason, like at least a small part of the reason that I didn't get my period back right away was because of quarantine and because of the lack of social interaction and the lack of human connection that all humans need regardless of how introverted you are. Like, I am a major introvert. Like, I am perfectly happy being all alone for ever. But human interaction is very necessary for health. So I think some socially distant face-to-face conversation is going to benefit me in a lot of different ways, even if it means having pizza and ice cream. And I'm gonna enjoy every bite of that pizza and ice cream. I'm not gonna feel guilty about it at all. I don't feel apprehensive about eating it or anything like that. So with that said, I think that gives a much more well-rounded picture of kind of how I'm approaching this. So if you guys have any questions or want me to go into any more detail about any of this, let me know down in the comments below. Also, for any of you who have struggled with hormonal issues, I would love to know some of the top things that you did that helped balance your hormones. Like I said last week, I am going to make a video all about all of the different things I did to prepare my body coming off of hormonal birth control and all of the changes I made to get my period back, but I do want to make sure that like I have a regular cycle before I start talking about what I did to balance my hormones if they're not actually balanced. best. If you like this video, please do give it a big thumbs up because it really does support me and my channel. I really genuinely appreciate it. Please share this video with your friends, your family, and your neighbors. If you want to see more videos from me all about health and fitness, you can check them out over here. To see future videos from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a video, and I will see you very soon. Bye.